How insane was that clip at the beginning? I love that, and you guys are going to see some more gameplay from this. Just pushing straight up, like pretty much as far as you can, but staying out of the main line of sights. Just paying as much attention as you can, staying out of those long range, and then as soon as you get the opportunity, move up, dive down, and if you are laying down, you're going to see some insane clips. People just run straight past you, no regards at all, and just you get free kills like that completely. Finally, there will be people who will figure it out, but this was a really good tactic, and I didn't start figuring this out until towards the end. Like, I was trying to adapt my gameplay on the block as I was playing it, because I started out being on the other team on the receiving end of this madness, and then I switched teams, which helped, and went to a different server as well a couple of times, which the server, some of the games, especially on ones that weren't custom, these games go really quick. Anyways, I joined up, and this guy, Blovey, I saw him, he managed to go 125 kills in this game, so I was just watching him for a while and seeing what he was doing. M16 and M4 were his primary guns that he kept on using. Those have been my favorite guns to use. That, as well as the K10 SMG that the engineer uses, those are the things that I am dying hands down the most from. I got some requests to try out the L85, which is why I was using this. I got quite a bit of attachments unlocked for it in my gaming session today. If you guys want to see everything that was in the deluxe battle pack, or any of the battle packs, how the battle packs work, you check out my previous video where I unlocked this gun, and more details on that. But he kept on pushing up, staying out of all of the main line of sights, and that was what I started to do before I was using the infrared scope and kind of hanging back a little bit more, trying to get those picks at long range, which was working well, but I really didn't start picking up massive kills until it was like a mini flank route almost. I don't know if I would really consider it. I guess it's kind of camping, but the thing is, we can't push up anymore in this instance. We were completely as far up as possible, and this is what a lot of these Conquest games have been coming to, which has been kind of ridiculous, on the block at least. It's because it's ridiculous to have 64 people on this little tiny map. I was playing this on TDM, and TDM is the best game mode for the block 64 player, in my opinion, so far. That's what I've had the most fun playing in general, just because the spawns are random. You're not going to be locked into situations like this. I tried out 3 different Conquest games. All of them actually happen to be longer like this one, and they all ended up like this. Actually, at the beginning of this game, it was much more even. It was kind of back and forth. In the game before that, we had locked them in on the other side. I heard some people saying that one team has a better advantage than the other, but we managed to do this on both sides, so it was pretty even regardless. But overall, I was getting some questions in terms of what I thought about the block. This, like I said, is the smallest map in the game, and people are reminiscing this to, obviously, Conquest, which is no vehicle, or excuse me, to Metro Conquest, which is, you know, the main choke points. The difference with this map, though, is there's no... I mean, I guess there's kind of main choke points when you get them spawn trapped, but in general, there's so much more openness and different routes that you can take in the maps in terms of where you can take cover and hide, that I thought that made it a lot more enjoyable, especially if you're playing with fewer people on these modes. If you're playing in like a 16 versus 16, that's even a lot of people for these maps. If you guys played, some people relate this map to Nuketown as well. If you guys played Black Ops 2, all of that good stuff. But even on that, you have a max of 6 versus 6, which is like, you put 16 versus 16, let alone 32 versus 32. Now, this is bigger, but As soon as you go into the map on this, all of the destructible stuff gets taken down, and it's good that not everything is destructible, because this would just be a flat playing field if it wasn't. But this map is a bit... if you're on the receiving end of that spawn trap, it becomes very frustrating. And the thing is, it's just so much death after death. If you don't play it more defensive and play it more campy per se, if you're not hanging back, absolutely maximizing all of your cover, then you're gonna keep on getting murdered. And that was what I had noticed almost immediately. Unless you're just a really beast SMG player, you have a super fast response time. But even then, you could be on a 5v1 situation just like that. So because of that, it makes it for more frustrating gameplay. At the same time, you can kind of counter it. So that's kind of my mixed emotions on it. And another note, you see me using the infrared. As soon as I put this thing on, it made me find people so much faster. You can see even the guys laying down, man, they were trying to do it to me. They kept killing me that way too. But yeah, the infrared, it spots it so quick, and I like the 1x1 better because just this green versus red stands out a lot better, and you can get nice little headshots picking it up. I thought the L85 was really strong, but once it got to very far ranges, it became much more difficult, and I think that's just part of Hardline. The M16, this type of gun, L85, is kind of as long range as it gets before it gets to the sniper. Now, the battle rifles, I haven't given them too much of a shot yet. I know they can get kind of recoily, but definitely more close quarters. And without the LMG, those flank routes and getting those feeds like you saw me get at the beginning is very difficult, especially with these slow reloads that some of these guns have. Especially this one, I definitely noticed the reload time. Once I got extended mags too, this thing, I kept running it dry on ammo for sure. Especially when I was hanging back, it took good advantage of the map. And all night, I was trying to only stay on the block. So as soon as this game ended, it was going to another one, came back to another block server. Like I said, Blood Money and some of these other game modes go pretty quickly cycling through the map too, so you don't have too much time to play on it at one time. I don't know if this is going to be everybody's favorite map. Personally, I wouldn't consider it my favorite map. It seemed, I was, like I said, using the L85 the entire time. It was better at the kind of more long-range engagements. The M16 fared very well, but really the K10 and some shotguns, but not in particular, at least in Conquest, what I was playing, wasn't the best, but more of a Blood Money when you get into really close situations. It can be very powerful. Snipers are very, you gotta take complete advantage of the long-range situations. It's very limited as to what you could even do if you want to snipe on this map, so it's somewhat diverse, but I would definitely give this to more close range, obviously how small it is. But overall, I did enjoy the 64-player gameplay. The thing is, I only enjoyed it when I was on the winning side, and I don't see this being a 24/7 Conquest the block. Now, I could be wrong on this, 64-player at least, but it was so easy to ultimately just end this game with a complete pin down in that enemy spawn. And as soon as that happened, other people on that team started leaving, and our team, more people were joining, because obviously you want to be the team winning and wrecking the other guys. It just was a bad situation where they couldn't necessarily get out of it, and it wasn't like we had a major man advantage. Even you saw the scoreboard right there. It was just a couple people ahead, but with that and already being in a good position, already laying down, having cover, throwing smokes. These guys were even throwing smokes, which is why I put the IR on as well. It's really good to counter. But I don't know if it'd be something that I would really want to play. Even just spawn trapping them for a while kind of got old after a while. It was just more of like, oh, I'm getting some kills to unlock some more stuff for my gun at this point, and then working on trying to get around for a flank if I could. But people sneaking by me wasn't going to happen because we just had so many people on this such a linear map. Now, if you play it on a smaller map situation, like I said earlier, the fact that you have so many different things to hide behind, it's not just running out into the open. You can really maximize your cover and kind of play the game a little bit better, which being able to use the cover, take different routes, it wasn't so open where you could really only go to three main places. Relating it back to Metro again, if you think about that, you would run out kind of, there was always big open spaces that you had to run across, whereas this, you can really stay cover to cover and more close quarters. You'll also notice that I really was taking advantage of the gas grenade. And this was mainly because you get 3 of them and you can spread it out, kind of help funnel where they're going to go, weaken them before they can come in at you, because it is still pretty quick time to kill, even though they did increase it a little bit. It's pretty fast, especially at close range. If you're going up against an SMG guy and I'm running with an assault rifle, if they're trying to push on me, they're already a bit weaker. I can most likely get that kill. On top of that, using the gas mask was so key. I kept on getting annihilated time after time because of other people using the gas, and even if it doesn't completely kill you, it blurs your vision way more than the flashbangs. I was flashbang once in this game so far. People still don't use it too much. I don't think it's ever been too popular, but I think you get 2 of them as well. But those don't seem to blur you quite as badly as the gas. Now, of course, the gas has a countermeasure. You can simply put a gas mask on, which I recommend you do. But yeah, and the thing is, so many other people are running with meds, as well as you can just take the meds right off of players. No longer do you need to rely on putting your own meds down. I felt for the first time, first time I was actually putting down my med kit. I actually put on the self-revive. I was trying that out a bit. Now, of course, when I put it on, I actually didn't die from explosives. You don't know, the self-revive only works if you die from explosives or being run over. But with so many grenades going out and grenades being so powerful, it's a great countermeasure. And again, you can just pick meds right up off of people. So try that out. I let go of holding on to that. I've always carried that thing with me just to be a team player, but there's so many of them out there that you may not need to. So play it more situational, because some of these other classes and perks can be beneficial for you. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. For sure, I'm going to be reading through all of this one in particular. Click a thumbs up if you guys enjoy. Subscribe if you are new to the channel before you check out my previous video where I talk about all of the unlocks and the battle packs, so you can check out the L85, or my recommended video where I go through my top 5 favorite features in Battlefield Hardline versus Battlefield 4 if you guys are thinking about getting it. There are some of the main differences in that video. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is StoneMouse64 signing out.